Right, back at Nature Coast Botanical Gardens in the bromeliad section. Let's see, the key about these bromeliads is they funnel inward. They trap water in the middle, digests the plants, any bugs maybe, feeds the plant that way. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's an Asparagaceae. This is it in flower. Look at that. Look at that thing. That's a nice bromo. Ooh. I forget the name of this guy, but look at him. Wow. I will identify that later. This is the bromeliad section. It's lovely. Alright, we're still in the bromeliad section. I'll find out the species of this one in just a moment. But look at this thing. Almost looks like how it offshoots a flower, like an Asparagaceae type flower, but it also looks like it could just be an entire other bromeliad on its own, because that's pretty much what that looks like. But look at that. It's a cool thing. Alright, unfortunately I can't find the nameplates for these guys, so I can't tell you the species. But if I can figure it out, I'll put it in the description. But here's another bromeliad. As you can see, nice striped leaf on the bromo. And there's the Asparagaceae type flower. Like, it's a little bit white, pink, orange. Look at that guy. Wonder what pollinates him. Bees? I don't know. It's white, maybe I don't know, butterfly moth. I'm trying really hard to not put on a Chicago accent because I'm so used to watching Crime Pays, Botany Doesn't. But look at these freaking beauty berries. Look at that. Can you see that? Wow. Look at the freaking pubescence under the leaves. A little bit slight green pubescence. Alright, that was my imitation. But yeah, this is the American beautyberry. Grows, it's a native here. I have a bunch in my yard, and I'm currently propagating some. It's not the best berry to pop in your mouth. It's a little tart, I hear, but it makes a great jam, jelly, maybe a pie. My neighbor makes a lot of jams out of these. American beautyberry. It's definitely a nice color for the yard. Oh, look at that. Some beautyberries fell on the bromeliads. And by the way, the American beautyberry is Calicarpa americana. Alright, I'm still in the bromeliad section. These are little types of bromos, but God, they're cool. Look how small and shapely they are. Those are awesome. And then these guys in here look like little, I don't know, hollowed out shells, but what those are bird's nest fungus. Sometimes you'll see like what looks like they're full of little pebbles. That bowl will be full of little gray like pebbles, and those are the spore sacs. It waits for something to come around, knock it out, and that's how it spreads its spores. It's mycorrhizal little bird's nest fungus. Those are pretty cool, right? Those are cool as well. Guys, really, I love what they did with this pot, though. Look at that. That's like Medusa. The Medusa oblongata. Look at this. It's got pretty red bromos coming out of her head. It's another figurine over here, but they turned that other one into a pot. Pretty cool. I think that if ever a mortal heard the voice of God, it would be in a garden at the cool of the day. That's why the Garden of Eden was a thing. But did they hear? Somebody else spoke to them at the Garden of Eden. Can you hear the bamboo in the wind? Listen to this. Listen. How cool is that? Love it. This is the Asian spot. They're not natives, but they're cool. Lots of cool stuff here. One of my favorite things, color-wise, is these speckled. Look at that. Looks like somebody just drizzled yellow paint all over it. Oh, what's this? Is that a chicken of the woods? Or is it like a false hen? I'm not sure. Oh, wow. Look at these guys growing. Chicken of the woods, false hen? I don't know. I'm not too up on my mushroom species. But I do love me some mycology. Look at that guy. That bamboo is making a racket, and it is cool. Still listening to that bamboo. But alright, I just showed you guys a few minutes ago the bird's nest fungus. Well, here's its cousin, the bird's nest fern. I'm just kidding, they're not cousins. How could they be cousins? Mushrooms are more closely related to people than they are plants. But look at this freaking bromeliad-shaped fern. I dig it. It is Asplenium nidus. Asplenium nidus. Alright, got some more natives here. Look at these guys. Come on, focus now. Focus now. It's hard to focus on those. Some type of liatris, I believe. But this, it's not fully fluorescent right now. But you can see there's a purple hue to it. If you know what it is, blazing star. Liatris spicata. It's an Asteraceae. An Asteraceae, what looks like one flower is several small flowers. And the opposite alternating leaves on the stem sorry guys, I don't have an iPhone. But it's a blazing star. You could call it a gay feather too, but I'd rather call it a blazing star. Actually, I'd rather call it a Liatris spicata because common names are kind of deceptive. Nice little native shrubbery here with the Liatris, the beautyberry. Nice cool little spot in the Nature Coast Botanical Gardens. Alright guys, I found another one of my favorites here. definitely a good one for a kill your lawn type of thing. If you want to replace your grass with native plants, this is really cool. The coral bean. Coral bean. Here, learn it with me. It is Erythrina herbaceae. It's herbaceous, ain't it? So the coral bean has these black pods, which are cool, but you know what's very awesome is how the black pods juxtapose against... Sorry, I'm stepping over the border, guys. Breaking the rules. Look at the red beans in the black pods. How cool is that? Wouldn't you want that all over your yard, along with some dank purple dense blazing star Liatris spicata? Of course you would. Oh, someone's jamming. No one heard that. Now I'm not going to be monetized on YouTube. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not monetized on YouTube. Alright. This is the coral bean. Here, let's go say it again with me. Erythrina herbaceae. Here's some bigger specimens I can probably focus on. Let's see here. Up close and personal. You know, I'm just now realizing how shitty my phone is. But anyways, that's another Asteraceae. And as you can see how like this guy looks like one flower? Well, what he is a whole bunch of tiny little flowers. That's definitely a good marker of an Asteraceae. And look at the beauties. Look at the beauties. I don't know, whenever I see this looking mushroom, I think hen of the woods, turkey tail. That's what I think, turkey tail. But I could be wrong. But aren't they lovely? A wood-loving fungus. We travel on. Alright, we're just a few feet further, and we got tropical sage, Salvia coccinea. Personally, I love all salvia plants. They're just cool. Has nothing to do with my experiences with Salvia divinorum when I was 17. Nothing at all. But, oh, look at that. I didn't even notice it's in flower. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's got deltoid leaves. Delta, triangle. Those are some deltoids. Yeah, Salvia coccinea. Moving on. Here's some more Salvia coccinea, the tropical sage. It must be a volunteer. Looks because it traveled across the path, but it's it's a prettier specimen. Fully in flower. And then here's one that's either just exiting the flowering stage or maybe just entering the flowering stage. Not too sure, honestly, but that's a Salvia coccinea. Look at that. Have you ever seen such a beautiful thing? Look at that. Have you ever seen such a beautiful thing? Oh, that salvia just got pollinated. We're watching pollination, baby. That's right. Look at that. The butterfly's like, what's pollination, bro? I just fucking love flowers. I'm like, I get it, bro. Me too. We're all pollinators here. Travel on. Travel on, good sir. Oh, I was way zoomed in. You probably didn't even see him, but there he is. Pollinating some salvia for us. Sorry, still in the salvia section. Look at these freaking guys. Wow. I love the way that these look. Okay, they're dead flowers. They're all dry, but they look really cool. These guys are still living, still blossoming, still calling on those butterflies. That's crazy too. Oh, there's another little pollinator. Tiny little bee. Huh. Hey, that's a cool one. I could see him being a pollinator for this plant, but by the look of the flower, I would have assumed like hummingbird, because it's got like room for a long proboscis. How cool are these guys? Look at that. Freaking A. I don't know too much other than Asteraceae, but I would say that's an Asteraceae. Not sure. That is pretty though. Alright guys, got a nice black cherry specimen, a Prunus serotina. Lovely tree. Check this guy out. Look at that bark. That's pretty. He's just rustling in the wind. Just a moving with the wind, those leaves are. It's a cool black cherry. Ooh, all about the pollinators. All about the pollinators. Oh, what we got down here? Narrow-leaf sunflower. Helianthus angustifolius. I'm assuming that is this guy. Narrow-leaf sunflower. You know what the sunflower family is? Asteraceae. Here's why. Quick lesson for you guys. All those little flowers that you would think is the head of the flower, all those little yellow ones are separate flowers. They're called disc flowers. And then see the 5 white petals? You would think they're petals? Those are called ray flowers. They have all the parts of a flower. Each single petal is an actual flower. Asteraceae. Lovely. Right. Another one of my favorite species, not species, but genus, acacia. But this is Vachellia farnesiana, sweet acacia. It's one of the native acacias to Florida. As you can see, I'm respectfully taking one step over the border. You see that on a tree? Or something like that? Pretty good bet you're dealing with an acacia. Pretty good bet that you're dealing with an acacia if you're seeing that. And hey, if you're ordering acacia confusa root bark off the internet, doing stuff with that at home, and if that's what ends up getting you interested in botany and plants, then hey, even better. That's how I got started. Acacia confusa, root bark, Salvia divinorum, all that stuff. Plants are cool, guys. Not just the ones that make you trip out either. Like, look at this plant. Don't know what this is, but look at him. Her. She's beautiful. All right, they've lined the path with wood. And I should be making it a point to look at every inch of the wood, because you never know what wood-loving fungus is going to be making itself known. And we love funguses, don't we? That's cool. Cool as hell. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the wood. Look at that. Pretty unmistakably, once you know a couple things, this is a wild coffee. Wild coffee bush. Look at this thing. Pretty big. It's got these red berries. I wouldn't be eating those berries. I know nothing about them. That's why I wouldn't be eating them. And look underneath. I told you. Keep an eye on that wood, because you never want to miss a good fungus. Ain't that right? Man, I thought this was pretty cool. This is a red maple. Acre redbrum. Look at that classic maple leaf. But this is just a little guy. Look at him. This is the red maple growing. I love trees when they're small like this. And like, look, Why is it a red maple? Look at that. Reminds me of up home at Maine. Just so many of those shaped leaves everywhere. I'm used to oak around here, but there's a nice red maple growing for us. Traveling on. If I can. Looks like it's blocked off. What are we gonna do? Oh man. Now we got yellow anise. Anise? Anise? I don't know. Never knew the right way to say that, but I can say Elysium parviflorum. Elysium parviflorum. Wild yellow anise. And yes, it is the same thing as that, oh, that is so fragrant and lovely. That is great. Put that with some fennel, throw it in a sausage or something. I don't know. That's what it smells like. That and black licorice. Very nice. Lovely fragrance. It's a big one too. Look at that. Native plant garden. That's where the yellow anise is. That yellow anise. As you can see, there's some beautyberry. This right here is a firebush. That belongs to a firebush, and that's what this is. Lovely windy day here. Firebush. Hamelia patens. I'm wondering if it thrives on fire. I wonder if it needs to get burned out every few years. The berries of the firebush, ladies and gentlemen. Or maybe it's called firebush because of those orange-red berries. Whoa, look at this palm. Look at that. Psychedelic. Entheogenic. No. Okay. While I got you, this is very cool. I didn't even notice this guy yet. This is the Atlantic white cedar. Haha. Say it with me now. Chamaecyparis. Chamaecyparis thioides. Chamaecyparis thioides. Look at this bark pattern. Look at this. Almost looks like one of those wood spirit carvings. It's an Atlantic white cedar, huh? It's so cool. Look at that. That's freaking psychedelic. Dance with me, leaves in the wind. Dance with me, oh. Look at that. Move it, move your thing. Shit. Move what your mama gave you. Yeah. Look at that, got a nice pond. A nice pond with some fucking bromeliads in there. What do we got? Let's see. Oh, that's a spider plant? That's a spider lily. Very cool. Hymenocallis uricum. Hymenocallis uricum. Spider lily. I mean, I'm pretty sure part of that's a bromeliad by the looks of it. When I first got to the pond, there was a bunch of suckerfish in there, keeping it clean of the algae. Oh wow, looks like a pretty nice ecosystem in there. But you can't see it, it's from my eyes only. The wetlands, huh? Dang, look at the red maple there. That is cool. Pause it. Read it if you want. Moving on. Alright. Found another cool one. It's some type of sage. I'll look it up, see if I can figure it out. Put it in the description, but it's got some nice pink flowers to it. The same deltoid type leaves that the cochinea had. Let me see. Again, looks like it's definitely butterfly fed, like we saw earlier with the other salvia. Beautiful plant. Here's another fern. I got a bunch of these where I live. And they are invasive. Tuberous sword fern. They're cool though. Cats freaking love it, I'll tell you that. Who doesn't love a good fern? Even though it's an invasive bastard. We will send them back. We'll send them all back, invaders. I haven't figured out what this one's called yet either. It's a cool little shrub. Maybe it'll grow into like a tree. Look at these green flowers. See the green flowers? Green buds. That's pretty cool. Here's more of the green guys. And then they bloom. I want to say this is an Asteraceae, just from the way it looks down here. Hey, you guys are learning with me. I don't know the terms yet, but we're learning. Beautiful, isn't it? And don't quote me on this one. I would know if this was more in flower. Actually, there's some flower. Yeah, this is false rosemary. Doesn't it look like a giant freaking rosemary sprig? Looks like a big sprig of rosemary. False rosemary. But when it's in flower, it's got nice bright orange flowers. But these are on their way out. That is a false rosemary. Okay, hey, we got some nice pretty flowers over here. What do we got? Oh, we got some Cape honeysuckle. Tacoma capensis. Tacoma capensis. Oh, those beauties are waiting on a hummingbird to come by. You can tell by the tube that's waiting for that beak. You know what I mean? That's very cool. One of the coolest things about plants is how every trait of the plant, it was just naturally selected over time to be the most beneficial, to get the most propagated. Wow, look at that. You see these hairs? You can kind of see them. That's a cool plant. Cape honeysuckle, Tacoma capensis. I stepped into the freaking Jurassic here, guys. The Jurassic. The Paleolithic age here, guys. Nah. This is just another remnant of the Anthropocene. Hey, what's this? Cool red flowers. I like color. This is freaking awesome. Look at that. Dang. Talk about Christmas. Wow. That's pretty. Look at the leaves of this guy, too. Look at the freaking veins. What's the other guy? Look under. Oh, look at that. Nice yellow pubescence to the underside of the leaves. I want to find out what kind of plant this is, but some of them are not labeled. And it's frustrating for those of us trying to learn. Look at these guys. Alright, so I told you I'm new to this. I'm new to this and I'm learning, guys. Don't make fun of me. I'm sure a lot of you knew this was a poinsettia. I really thought, like, that's why I said Christmas, because it looks very similar to poinsettias at the store, but it's not the same thing. Wow, look at all the color in those berries. These are the poinsettias that they should have in the nursery. These are pretty. And by the way, poinsettia is Euphorbia pulcherrima. Euphorbia pulcherrima. There we go. When I'm here, I like to help a little bit. People take care of these gardens, and this little sign was knocked on the ground, so I put them back in. This is the wild poinsettia, Euphorbia cyathophora. We just saw another Euphorbia. Euphorbia is a really cool name, too. I just happen to really like that name. And these are little wild poinsettias growing. No flowers yet. Well, that's cool. I want to look up more about that, because that's a pretty cool common name, root beer plant. That is Piper auritilaminum. Auritilaminum. Yeah, that's a root beer plant. That's this. Huh. Okay, guys. What? I'm not sure what this is. Almost looks like a type of bamboo, but it doesn't seem hollow. Look at this. How freaking cool. And then this. I wonder if this is the root beer plant, and if that other thing was something else. Because it's right next to the sign. And look at how it flowers. Look at this. What? And by the way, that's the leaf that I was picking up earlier. Ooh, super velvety though when it's live. Look at that. Let me see if I can put it in front of the leaf maybe. Oh. Look at that coming off. It's just waiting for something to rub up against it. Watch this. Tap, tap, tap. And those things fall off. That is cool. And I will say, it does not smell like root beer. Haha, just gonna throw that out there. Still haven't found the names of these guys. These little, I think it might be mother of thousands, but don't quote me on that either. These purple ones, they're just all along the ground. It's cool. Look at this. I know from just being at the garden center, that looks a lot like a pink princess, but it's an awfully large plant. Let me see. Oh, here's another one of these guys. Awesome, awesome. Oh, look at all that color on him from here. Whew. Calm down, guy. Calm down, you're doing too much. Take a little stroll here. Camellia, Rebel Yell. Camellia, Rebel Yell. Alright, cool name. Cool name. Oh wow, Ruffles fern. I remember these guys. Look at these. These are some of the coolest ferns I've ever seen. Looks like little freaking little blades of lettuce off of each one. Ruffled. That is awesome. That's the Ruffles fern. Nephrolepis exaltata. Nephrolepis exaltata. Look at these. Wow, this is kind of funny. To me, this is funny. This little spot was adopted by the Unitarian Universalist Church in the Pines. And when I was living in Tucson, there was a Unitarian Universalist Church, and the name of it kind of sounded cool, so I looked it up. And I don't think it's really for me, but it's kind of non-denominational. I think they like to help the community and stuff, so that part is cool. But yeah, this is like the second time I've run into that in the past 8 years. The Unitarian Universalist Church in the Pines. Man, I'm having synchronicities at the Botanical Gardens, guys. That's a cool spot to have some synchronicities, isn't it? So, I was talking to my dad yesterday. My father, he has a nice garden. He's got a green thumb. He's been doing it his whole life. So my aunt gifted him a plant, and it's not doing too well, but he was telling me about it. It's called Yesterday, Today, Tomorrow plant. And look, they have it right here. Brunfelsia grandiflora. He was telling me how he couldn't get it to blossom. And I think it has something to do with the hardiness zone here, because my aunt lives much further south. But what they're called Yesterday, Today, Tomorrow because the first batch of flowers is one color, their second batch of flowers is another color, and then the batch right before they die is another color. They give off 3 different colors of blossoms. That would be really cool to see. And actually, I think we're seeing it right there. I think they flower like that, which is super cool. And right now, they're purple. Purple and white, actually. Oh, wow. I see why she gifted him these, because look at this. Look at this. I don't understand. That's so cool. It's like yellow. I mean, sorry, there's no yellow here. Like purple, fused petals. And then coming out of it is a little Asteraceae flower, because it's several. Oh, look at that! Dang, that is a cool plant. I want to see if I can help my dad get his blossoming, because that is something to behold. Once again, yesterday, today, tomorrow. Brunfelsia grandiflora. Alright, man, I've been here before, but barely half of these things were in bloom. Right now they are in bloom. And folks, it's Thanksgiving Day, so it's a good time of year to go to the Nature Coast Botanical Gardens. So much color. Way colorful than the other times that I've been here. Way more colorful. And these guys are like star-shaped, almost like rosaceae looking. Look at these. Look at that floppy. That is crazy. That's awesome. What's it look like underneath? Oh, I think it is an Asteraceae. That looks like a little sunflower. You know what? It is an Asteraceae. Look. That is beautiful. I love it. I have not seen a name plate. I'm looking. I'll just have to identify it later. Oh, pretty. That is a rosaceae. Nice little rose bush. Thorns and all. Classic rose. I'm sure it's some type of rose, but damn, if that's not a classic, beautiful rose, huh? But roses, they're pretty about 1/4 of the year. The rest of the time, they're just a bush. Look at the thorns on this guy. Wow. Love it. Look at that. Stems coming out of the flower. You know, this stuff's really cool when you don't understand any of it. But then when you start to try to understand it, it's way cooler too. Lovely, colorful spot in the garden. Look at this. I mean, it's just a lot of pinks right here. It's overcast. Not the best lighting to show you all the color, but you see what I mean. These chairs, I don't know, they probably have, I think they have some sort of event, or they already had one here today. It is Thanksgiving Day. Alright. I'll hit you guys up at the next pretty spot. Okay. We're learning together. Remember, guys, please do not pick the roses. I'm pretty sure all the flowers I just showed you in that last video are all different types of roses. Rosaceae. This whole patch. So those pink ones over there, then the red ones. That's awesome. This is the rose garden. I didn't see that labeled anywhere. Look at that. Rosaceae. John Wayne Gacy. Oh, look at that. Multiple colors on the one plant. I love it. Love it. Pink and white, pink and white. Awesome. Freaking awesome. Oh, look at that rose. Woo-wee. Looks like the ones I used to draw. Those are cool. You know people are picking these roses once in a while. I wish they wouldn't, but you know they do. Oh. I wonder if he ended up loving me or not. Nah. Come on, you know that was funny. You know that was funny. Laugh at it. Laugh right now. Oh, look. That's a, I mean, since this is Rosaceae, are all these considered rose flowers? I mean, I guess they are. For some reason, we are just accustomed to the red ones. I've noticed a lot of botanical gardens, they like to have the railroad set. That's pretty cool. This is a nice little water garden I made. Those guys are really cool. Look at these. Look like little salmon colored apples. Alright, moving on, folks. Hey, this one's pretty cool. Japanese blueberry right here. Elaeocarpus decipiens. Decipiens. Elaeocarpus decipiens. I wonder if there's any berries growing. That's cool. This is a cool little guy. This is a pygmy date palm. This is a Phoenix robelenii. That is a cool pygmy palm. It's about a foot shorter than me. Arrowhead vine. Syngonium podophyllum. Arrowhead vine? Why would it be called arrowhead vine? I have no idea. No, that's pretty cool. Wow. Calathea rattlesnake. Ah, those are cool. Those are very cool. Oh. Remember I mentioned pink princess earlier. I'm stepping respectfully. Philodendron. It's a marble pink princess. See those leaves? I can't get any closer, but let me zoom. Those can get nice vividly pink in those blotchy spots. They're cool. You'll probably see some at your local nursery. This lizard. This lizard is here to tell you to follow the path. I was walking by, the lizard was like, follow the path of enlightenment. Can I pass? Sir, may I please pass? Oh, I guess so. I guess that means I'm free to go. And I'm going. It's really strange. Okay, so this is the rainforest section, guys. This is the rainforest section. And right next, bordering the rainforest section, is the desert section. Where you're gonna find ecologies like that so close together? I don't know, but I do know I love me some desert plants. We're about to go find out. Huh, that's pretty cool. Speaking of what you can find at your local garden center, money tree, Pachira aquatica. See those leaves? See, there's a certain artistry to growing a money tree, almost like bonsai as an art. But when you see it at the garden center, it's about 5 or 6 of these braided together at the bottom, forming a canopy on the top of these leaves. And you know, those superstitious people say it brings them fortune. But that's the money tree. Those palmate leaves. Yeah. Money, 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 money. Alright. Very cool. Never noticed this thing before. So they've got little trellis set up with dirt in it. It's got some ruffled fern growing out of it. And these things, I don't know what these are, but they blow my mind. Like, look at what that is. It looks like somebody took, it looks like a Frankenstein plant, quite frankly. It looks like somebody took a bunch of parts of a plant and glued it together. But this is all just a plant that's living. I'm sure people know what this is that I just don't know. And it's really cool to me. Here's a couple more of those things. Look at that. What is going on with this thing? And they're always growing out of a wall. That's the only way that I've ever seen them. Hey, if you know what this is, leave it in the comments. That'd be cool. Hey, while we're at it, like, follow, subscribe, all that bullshit. I'm going to be doing a lot more botany stuff because I am on a botany learning adventure, and you should join me. The split leaf philodendron. Okay, it's a monstera. Monstera deliciosa. Look at that. You could wear that as a mask. That is so cool. Dude. I know what I'm going to be for Halloween. Freaking leaf man. Why? Why are you going to name it that? No. No. Alright, we're about to go in the desert section. But this is hanging out outside of it. Okay? They're growing some stuff out of these cinder blocks, which is a very cool idea. Look at this. Look at this thing. Man, I'm just noticing things all around me as I'm showing you this, but it's barely hanging on by the root. It's like, I don't know, kind of feel bad for it, but it looks like it's alive. It is a cactus. It's just barely hanging on. But how cool is that? And then this thing. What? Freaking monstrosity. I don't even know what that is. Crazy plants. Nice little type of prickly pear growing out of there. What is it? Ochinia? Ochinia? Hey, if I'm right there, I'll be impressed with myself. But I'm learning. Cool freaking plant. Alright, like I said, I was noticing things all around me as I was showing you that. Look at this monstrose. Now, monstrose is this deformation. Now, this could be a Trichocereus. Like, it could be a San Pedro with a monstrose deformation. Or it could just be like a monstrose cacti. I don't know. But somebody took a cutting off of it, and it's calloused right here. Very cool. Very cool. Alright. I don't know if I can go through that door. No, I can't. So I'm going to walk around. I'll see you in the desert. Look at this thing. Some sort of a agave yucca type of deal. Spike. Spike coming right out of the middle of it. See that? Pretty crazy. Alright, we are in the desert, folks. Wow, so cool. Cacti. Cactaceae, whatever. Look at this. Tree-loving cactus. Looks like a prickly pear growing. It is a prickly pear growing out of a tree. I'm gonna look that up. Does that happen naturally, or does that have to be grafted? And can you graft a cactus onto a woody tree? I didn't know that. God, plants are cool. Alright. Look at this. Desert plants, guys. What is this? What? Wow. It is something else. Take a little walk with me, because I'm just seeing stuff everywhere. This looks like a type of prickly pear. It's not even rooted. That was about to come right out of the ground. What is going on? You gotta love your cacti. Like, look at this guy. He got sunburned to shit. It's another monstrose. See that yellowing? It's a lot of stress that guy went through. But hard to grow cacti when exposing it to the Florida heat. There's another prickly pear guy. Whoa, look at this. Look at that. Covered in white hair. No way, dude. That's so cool. Alright. I mean, I think, what are these? These are all agaves? You know, I got respect for agaves, but they're a little boring to me. Just a little, sometimes. Very cool. Columnar, ribbed, a little bit wavy guy. I don't know much about cacti species, unless we're talking San Pedros, but I'm here to learn more. Alright. More of those types. Oof, look at this guy. Dang. He's been growing a while. That is cool. And then carry-on cactus. Stapelia gigantea. Scapelia gigantea. I love these little guys that grow like almost like ground cover. Look at that. This tiny little guys. Just growing out of the leaf mulch. Hey, this thing just poked me in the ass. That thing just poked me in the ass. You're in the desert. What do you expect? Wow. Whatever that is super neat. This will probably be the longest video because everything's just so close together. Can't even turn the phone off. Wow, look at that. Got spikes. Got them thorns. And then these flowers. Hold on, let me get you all in focus here. The flowers, though. Beautiful. Dang. That's cool. Now this looks like they planted it horizontally. I'm assuming that's what happened here, to promote pup growth. Because if you plant it horizontally, then you're promoting the pups to grow vertically. And they have so many of these monstrous guys here. They're pretty cool. Oh, here's a bunch more of these. Freaking, oh my goodness, I see something awesome. Anyways, guys, these are a whole bunch of little cacti. You see them all? See them all? Now here, the sign right here says prickly pear cactus. There is no prickly pear around here, but it's Opuntia cactaceae. What was I saying? I was saying something with an O, but I was wrong. Hey, sometimes you're wrong. It's okay. Look at that. This is a freaking cactus fruit. Wait a second. What the heck? Does this come out of a prickly pear? Wow. I don't know, like, if that is this a root? I don't know that. I don't know if I don't know if this is a root, guys, but it looks like shiny black plastic thread. Literally does. Should I bust her open? Oh, look at it. Look at that. No way. All right. The fruit of the cactus. Sorry guys, I am just getting over pneumonia last week, so that's why that phlegmy thing's happening. Man, I almost want to eat one, but I am not going to. Or plant one. But look at how this thing looks after it's emptied. Looks like it's just got a bunch of mushrooms sticking off of it or something. Very cool stuff, man. I didn't hurt anything. That thing was completely loose. If anything, I'm helping. All these tiny little guys, man. Like, how cool is it? I don't know why they have a prickly pear cactus sign for those guys. Oh, you know what? Pencil cactus. That's what these are. Pencil cactus. Euphorbia tercolii. That's a euphorbia as well. That's crazy. Oh. All right. I was gonna say, I'm surprised they don't have San Pedro here. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised because people would just come and cut it down, I think. Like, I'm growing some at home right now, and I was thinking about donating it here. But I'm pretty sure that once, if I were to do that, it would just get hacked up and stolen. Now see, I don't know any better. Whoa, look at this. I was gonna say that could be a type of San Pedro, but I don't think San Pedro has ribs like this, like fins. See what I mean? Those are pretty deep ribs. That's a nice old cacti. Oh, the fake snake. That's not very nice. Why did you do that? Why did you do that to me? I need one of those to keep the freaking squirrels out of my plants, though. Ooh, what is this? It's a nice Asteraceae. What almost looks like a type of Liatris. Beautiful orange and yellow. Ah, see? That is a monstrose. There's a monstrous monstrose. The Latin name is Cirrus peruvianus monstrose. Look at that. What? This kind of blowing my mind. That's a cool prickly pear. I don't know what all this is about. How very cool. Squirrels are fighting behind me. All right. Oh, wow. How's that? Is that a good money shot, guys? You liked it. All right. I told you those tiny little cacti over there were pencil cactus. You know, the ones on the ground right there. But I'm pretty sure that this is the pencil cactus. Wouldn't that make more sense? I don't know, though. I'm not sure. Look at these guys, though. They're something else. This is a cactus, ladies and gentlemen. Somehow, some way. All right, I was having so much fun. I drained my battery completely dead. So that was the video for the Nature Coast Botanical Gardens. I'll be there again shortly. Follow the channel, like the video, comment, subscribe, because we're going to be learning botany together. If you're interested in botany and plants and how they grow and how to identify them and what grows native around you, follow me. We're about to partake this adventure together. All right. I'll see you guys next time.